This video is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Investing involves risk, including loss of capital. Any tools or strategies mentioned do not guarantee profits or future results.
Most people think the future of energy is solar, wind, or maybe nuclear. But what if the biggest breakthrough is coming from deep beneath the ground? According to Whitney Tilson, the United States could be sitting on an energy source powerful enough to last 30,000 years, and it's starting to attract serious government attention. This idea is at the center of his research service called Commodity Supercycles, where he focuses on long-term shifts in resources, infrastructure, and global supply trends. The premise is simple. When a commodity enters a supercycle, it doesn't just move for months. It can drive massive gains for years as demand surges and supply struggles to catch up. Right now, Tilson believes we may be at the beginning of a new energy supercycle, and the trigger is something most people have overlooked: geothermal energy. Now, geothermal is not a new concept. We've seen it work in places like Iceland and parts of the United States. But the limitation has always been location. You needed specific natural hotspots to make it viable. That is what's changing. Tilson highlights a new drilling technology called enhanced geothermal systems, which allows companies to tap into heat deep beneath the Earth's surface almost anywhere. And this heat is massive. The Earth's core generates temperatures of over 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's constantly producing energy. In theory, this makes geothermal one of the most reliable and scalable clean energy sources available. But technology alone is not enough to create a real investment opportunity. What makes this setup interesting is the timing. Tilson points to three major forces pushing geothermal into the spotlight right now. First, energy demand is exploding. AI data centers, industrial growth, and digital infrastructure are consuming more electricity than ever before. Traditional energy sources are struggling to keep up, and companies are actively searching for stable, long-term solutions. Second, major corporations are already moving in. Companies like Google and Meta have started exploring geothermal deals, signaling that this is not just theoretical anymore. When large tech players begin committing capital, it often marks the early stages of a larger trend. Third, government involvement is increasing. Large portions of land in the western United States are being opened up through federal lease auctions for geothermal development. And this is important because when government policy aligns with private capital, entire industries can scale quickly. This is the same pattern we've seen with sectors like semiconductors, rare earth materials, and even renewable energy in earlier cycles. Now, here's where the opportunity comes in. Instead of focusing on the concept alone, Tilson identifies specific companies positioned to benefit from this shift. Inside his Commodity Supercycles service, he outlines 4 stocks tied directly to geothermal expansion, ranging from drilling companies to infrastructure providers supporting the entire ecosystem. He also highlights what are known as pick and shovel plays. These are companies supplying materials like steel, water systems, and drilling equipment. Even if individual geothermal projects take time to scale, these suppliers can still benefit as activity increases. For investors who prefer lower risk, he also includes larger, more established companies with indirect exposure to geothermal. These are businesses that can benefit from the trend without relying entirely on its success. Beyond this specific theme, the service itself is structured around ongoing research. Subscribers receive one new stock idea every month, along with detailed explanations of the macro trends driving it. There is also a model portfolio that tracks all active recommendations, along with updates when market conditions change. You also get daily insights through the Stansberry Digest, which helps you stay updated on important developments between the monthly reports. In terms of pricing, the service is currently offered at a significant discount, around $49 for the first year, compared to its standard price of $499. There is also a 30-day refund policy, allowing you to evaluate the research before committing long-term. But there are a few important realities to keep in mind. First, this is a long-term thesis. Geothermal expansion will not happen overnight. It depends on infrastructure, policy support, and continued investment. Second, many of the opportunities are in early stage or resource related companies, which can be volatile. Prices can swing significantly, even if the long term outlook remains strong. And third, while the macro logic is compelling, there is no guarantee that geothermal will scale as quickly as projected. That said, the core idea is hard to ignore. Energy demand is rising, governments are opening land, big tech is getting involved, and a new technology is making previously inaccessible resources available.